everybody, Matt Brown, and I'm deciding to take a little break from the regular album tracks, and we're going to look at Old Age in this one. So, as best as I know, this one was recorded, the demo for it anyway, prior to the recording of the actual sessions that wound up being Nevermind. So, kind of a Nevermind era song. So anyway, let's get after this one. It's in the key of E major. And we're in standard tuning for this one. So the first couple of chords that you're going to see here, some interesting things to talk about with them. So pretty much what he's doing is it's, like an E major chord, but your third string's muted, so kind of fretted actually more like an E minor. And so what you actually get is, with these pitches that are present here, is an E5 power chord. Alright, so then the next chord in the chord progression is a C major chord. And we're just going to do this guy as a bar chord on your inner four strings. So that'll be 3, 5, 5, 5. And so going back to the first chord, something interesting to talk about with it is, why does he choose to play an E5 power chord in so many songs that are in the key of E major instead of doing the full E major chord? And it kind of goes back to really old blues music, like field song type stuff. And the idea is that when you sing the third of the key, you can kind of bend it up a little bit from a flat third into a major third, or just sing that major third maybe a little bit flat for a bluesier, kind of darker sound. So, Kurt Cobain was really into a lot of this old blues stuff. So that's something that he definitely picked up on as a vocalist if you listen to real closely to a lot of songs in major keys. So it's not going to clash with the guitar if you do that kind of thing on vocals, since there's no third in the chord. So God is in the details with this stuff. All right, so moving on, you get kind of this progression where he's doing a strum of down, down, up, up, down, up with the chords. So that, your first chord, with the C chord, he's usually doing the same thing, or maybe a slight variation, like, so down, up, down, up, or, an eighth note rhythm with ties in there, or one tie in there. Okay, so the second time, though, that the C chord comes around, he's doing like a build-up, since, the drums are coming in with a full pattern. So I'll just do the first 4 measures for you. Alright, so you probably noticed too that typically, like Kurt Cobain does between his chord changes, he's putting in like the open 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings as on the last 8th note before a change. Alright, so now that pretty much takes us into the verse part, which is what I played at the very beginning of this video. So let's check that out. Play it for you. Alright, so we're doing the E5 to C thing a number of times, and then we're going to do a G chord, and he's doing this G chord with you've got 3, 2, open, 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 3. So we're going to do the down, down, up, down, up strum. Same thing with the A chord here that comes next, and that's just your inner 4 strings of open, 2, 2, 2. So I'm just doing this with the first finger bar. And then the build-up strum at the end. Alright, so that, it's kind of like you get a double verse, 2 verses in a row. So that happens twice. And then we're going to move on to the chorus part. So with the chorus, you're pretty much getting the same chord pattern in guitar part at the beginning as the verse part. Not an uncommon thing that he's done with it or did with his songwriting. So you're going to get the E5 to C thing a total of 4 times. And then what we get is like this kind of like a build up with the A chord. So you're playing like a 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and rhythm. And most of the time it sounds like he's shooting for like an A5 power chord, so that kind of thing. Okay, let's move on. Check out what happens next. So, really only one other part to talk about in this song. So we've covered the intro, the verses, and the chorus, and there is a bridge part that comes in. So we'll look at that part here, and I'll play it first, and then we'll discuss what's going on. Alright, so there's the bridge. Mainly power chords. We've got a B5, and he frets the power chords typically just with 2 fingers. So sometimes you're gonna hear like the second string note get in there sometimes. So maybe if you're gonna play exactly like Kurt Cobain, do it like this. So you're gonna get the 1, 2, and 4 and type rhythm. Or its variation, so that takes up 2 measures there with the B or B5 power chord. I'm going to do the same thing with C or C5, and then same thing with G. Alright, so then that goes back to the beginning. Ends with a big F5 power chord, so that's just 1, 3, 3, and then you're back to the verse. So that covers all of the parts to Old Age by Nirvana. Pretty simple song. It's a good one to work on if you're new to bar chords and all of that. So anyway, I'm gonna maybe do a few of these non-album tracks that are a little bit more rare, and then jump back to Incesticide and the rest of In Utero. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you need the tabs or any extra help, and I'll see you guys around. Thanks a lot.